Hello, Team Fittest. How are you? I am Megan Jayawardena, and we will be doing 30 minutes of Pilates focusing on strength, flexibility, and mobility in the hip girdle. That will include the legs, and because it's Pilates, we'll always be working on the abs. So I'll meet you in the butterfly stretch position, soles of the feet touching each other, holding the ankles or the feet, elbows gently pressing the thighs open. Could be a little gentle movement there as well. Once we're here, we're starting to push the shoulders down away from the ears, lifting up from the crown of your head here, pulling in those internal seat belts. The lower abs, we pull them in by about 10%. We hold them there the whole time. The pelvic floor muscles, front and back, we're lifting them up away from the mat. And we hold the pelvic floor muscles up and in the whole time. Let's take a little rock side to side here. The internal core muscles, we're working on endurance for those muscles, endurance and strength, which means we're holding them up and in gently. Whenever we do Pilates, whenever we do any exercise, really, that will be beneficial. And you'll get to the point where you walk around all day with those muscles in and up, and you don't even notice that you're doing it. So here we are. From here, we're going to start stirring the rib cage forward and around here. Little stirs of the rib cage. Stirring the rib cage the other way. Abs in, warming up the spine first. Then we're taking one leg out, other leg out, letter V. Could be narrow, could be wide. You've got a big wooden spoon here, and you're stirring a giant vat of something wonderful. Maybe it's chocolate. Warm, bubbling chocolate. I don't know. Something lovely to stir. Come on up. We'll go the other way. Stirring around. Make sure the knees and the toes are facing up to the ceiling. Then you know your legs are on. Usually in Pilates, everything in our body we're aware of, and we're keeping everything on. Shoulders down, breathing in. Breathing out, reaching forward for a moment. Shoulders away from the ears, long spine, long arms, long legs. Those are the types of lines that we're aiming for. So, from here, we'll come on down, bring the legs together, and we're here. You can be up on your fingertips, or you can come down on your elbows here, up away from the shoulders there. Knees and feet wider than the mat, and we're working the knees up and over. Start pulling in the seat belts here. Use your abs to make your knees come back up. Use that core connection. Any injuries in the spine, you could keep on going like this, or you could take your back leg and cross it over the front one for a moment. There you go, you've got a stretch. Uncross and take the other leg up and over, a little stretch there. Then we're going to start working into a rhythmic movement, cross, up and over, cross. Keep the abs in. If it's too much on your shoulders, come down onto your back here. Really lifting in the pelvic floor muscles as we go. Up and over, cross. Up and over, cross. If you'd like to add to it, up, up. Legs make the letter V. Down, down, they cross. Up, up, letter V. Down, down, cross. Keep on going like this at your own pace. For your letter V, squeeze the quads, squeeze the kneecaps. There you go. Strong letter V, cross. Up, up, down, down. Last one, up, up, down, down. Then come into your up, up, letter V, hands gently press the thighs open. Really stretch the feet, point the toes. Flex the feet, push the heels away. Opening up here through the hips and the lower back. Lovely stretch. Letter V stretch. You're getting wider and wider there. From here, legs come in. We're hugging one knee in, the other leg is floating above the mat. We start to swap. We're going straight into one for the hip flexors and the lower abs. Could be here, head, neck, and shoulders on the floor, especially if you're new to exercise. Otherwise, how about floating the head, neck, and shoulders up as you go? The leg is going straight out. The knee is coming straight in. Push through the heels. If you love to flex your feet and stretch your hamstrings at every opportunity. We push. We push. Come on up a little bit more. Tighten those abs. You've got it. Breathing in, breathing out. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on in for a ball hug. Both knees are in tight, shoulders down. Have a little rock. From here, we're going into a Pilates exercise called the 100. We're going to do the moving 100. So, feet flex. Knees come up over the hips. Feet are a little bit higher than your knees. Arms are long, straight, and strong. Injuries, you're here. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Sink the abs. Pull up the pelvic floor muscles. If you'd like to add on, breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Float the head, neck, and shoulders, and work from here. Here comes the movement. We're breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Push, 2, 3, 4. Knees in, 2, 3, 4. Heels push, 2, 3, 4. Keep on going. Push, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. And up, 2, 3, 4. We're halfway there. Out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Out, 2, 3, 4. You've got it. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders if you need to. Otherwise, we're almost there. Out, 2, 3, 4. Last set. Out, 2, 3, 4. Point the feet. Reach that little bit higher. Come on down. Great stuff. Come on into a stretch. Hugging one thigh in. The other leg is long. Hold it here for a moment. And we swap. Breathing in, breathing out. Hugging, holding here. Both knees and feet come in together, absolutely glued together, the legs, and we're bringing them down. They're glued together here. We're going into our first bridge. Everything glued here. Hold the hips, little tilts. You're pulling the spine towards the mat, pulling in all the seatbelts, in and up. Pelvic tilts here. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that, and then raise the hips up, followed by the spine. Hands can float down next to us. There's your narrow bridge. Fabulous for strength in the hip girdle. Fabulous for the whole body, really, but here we are. Let's hold it here for a moment. Keep on squeezing everything. Find your seatbelts. Check that your head is relaxed. Your neck, your shoulders are relaxed here. We're on throughout the spine and the core. Knees pressing together. We're going to start walking along, raising one leg up, pointing diagonally. Come on down. Other leg up, pointing diagonally. Come on down. Keep on walking. Breathing out to lift. In as you come down. Breathing out. Breathing in. Squeeze the glutes every time you have the feet together. That little extra lift. If this is too much, feel very welcome to lower your bridge and come back up. Or if it's bothering your spine or you're new to exercise, how about here? Lower the bridge down and keep walking along. Every time you walk a leg up, squeeze the kneecap, squeeze the quad. You've got it. Here we go. Otherwise, you're up and you're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. I always love a pulse here. Squeeze everything together. Actively press the thighs together. Actively squeeze the glutes. Feel the stretch at the top of the hips here. Here comes 10 pulses. Little ones. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. You got it. We're holding here. We're going to add a pose. Would you like to pose with your leg at an angle here? Or bring the toes towards the ceiling. Extra squeeze. Pose it here. Gorgeous, strong hip girdles. Bringing the pose back down. The foot back down. Lower the bridge if you need to. Come on back up. Ready for your other side. Breathing in. Breathing out. We lengthen the leg. There's your pose. Check all your seatbelts. Check your squeezing. Check your pointing. Could stay here. How about breathing in? Breathing out. Take the leg a little higher. Extra squeeze and push. Squeeze the kneecap, squeeze the quad. You'll make a beautiful long line there. Wonderful. We lower that leg to diagonal. We bring the feet in together. Extra squeeze of both glutes before we lower the spine down, followed by the hips. One knee in, other knee in, your ball hug. Rock a little bit side to side. Wiggle the feet out. Wiggle the shoulders. How are we doing? Now we're going into a bridge in a different position called Pilates stance. One foot down, other foot down. The heels of the feet are touching and the feet themselves are making a little letter V there. Your knees and thighs are apart. Here we go with our little pelvic tilt. Small movement, small yet deep. You're pulling in the abs, tightening all the seatbelts as we press the spine into the mat. Little rocks here. That's 4, 3, 2. Number 1, we're going to hold and head on up. Curl the hips, squeeze the glutes, raise the spine up, hold it here. There's your Pilates stance bridge. Knees are apart, heels are together. Hands can be floating on the mat there. Hold it there for a moment. And then we're lowering on down. We're bringing our hands over the sternum and we're adding a rowing. The elbows row down to the floor while we raise the hips. Hands come back up together over the sternum on the way down. Breathe out to lift the hips. Breathe in as we lower. Squeeze those glutes. Feel that lovely warm sensation of muscles working and getting stronger and stronger. Breathing out to lift. In as we lower. 4 more. There's 4. 3. 2. Hold number 1 up. Here comes our little pulses. We're going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. If you'd like to lower your bridge and then come back up, that's absolutely fine. I'm right here. And then when you're back up, we'll meet and we'll carry on. We're going to breathe in, breathe out. Walk one leg out for your pose. Come on down. Other side. Breathing in. Breathe out. Walk the other leg out for your pose. Come on down. Extra squeeze of both. And then we're going to come on down and into a stretch. Hands onto the hips. Soles of the feet find each other. Knees are relaxing open. You can gently press the thighs here. Relaxing into this one for a moment. Opening out the hips and the lower back. Check shoulders are relaxed. Lovely little stretch. Elbows could come all the way down, holding it here. The face could move a little bit east to west. From here, we're going into one that is for the shoulder girdle, the hip girdle, the entire core, the spine. Takes really strong glutes. We're going to be squeezing our glutes like crazy. Can you guess what it is? Yep, it's a low plank. So one knee up, other knee up, one leg down, rolling up and over. So we meet on our fronts here. Come up onto our elbows, toes onto the mat, pushing ourselves up onto our elbows and knees. Here you are. Your hands could be in fists if you need them to be. If you have wrist injuries, they could be opened out on the mat. Check shoulders, check seatbelts. Walk one leg out, other leg out. Squeeze the glutes and bring the hips down so that your shoulders are away from the ears, and your crown of your head is pulling a long neutral spine there. We don't want to be drooping. We don't want to be arching. We don't want to be arching or drooping the body anywhere. Squeeze everything, especially the glutes. Shoulders away, there you are. Hold it here. Lovely. Keep on holding. If you need to lower your knees, go for it. And then come back up. Keep on holding. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze like crazy through the glutes. You've got it. 2 and 1. One knee down, other knee down. Hips are finding the heels. The rib cage is finding the thighs. Even if it means you're up a little bit here. Feel that glorious stretch in the hips and the lower back. Then add the elbows. Then add arms reaching, forehead down into your child's pose. We'll rest here for a moment. Then we're coming into a high plank. Breathing in, breathing out, we're up. Your high plank could be here if you need it to be due to injuries. So, you're going to walk one leg out, other leg out, squeeze the glutes, lower down, shoulders away from the ears. You know the drill. Check. Crown of the head leads the way. Long neutral spine. Not anyone drooping. We're up here, shoulders down. You've got it. Holding here in your high plank. Seatbelts on. Let's take the heels a little bit forward and back. Doesn't that feel good through the feet and the ankles, hamstrings, calves? Keep squeezing the glutes. You got it. Oh, you're even stretching your wrists. Palms of the hand. Palms of the hands there. 2 and 1. Here we go. One knee down, other knee down. All the way back. Long. Relaxing here. From here, we're going into planks with a knee coming towards us. So we're breathing in, breathing out, coming onto our elbows. We'll start here. Injuries, you can stay in this position. You can bring your knee towards your arm and down. Other knee and down. You're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Otherwise, you're into your low plank. Here we go. Knee towards the shoulder and down. Knee and down. Keep the head up so that the neck is neutral. We don't want any drooping here. Strengthen the upper back and the spine while we work the hips. You've got it. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and squeeze. Come on down. One knee down, other knee down, keeping the hips over the knees now. We're going to come up, shoulders away, and you're in a tabletop position. Neutral spine, neutral neck. From here, we come onto our elbows. There's a puppy stretch. Could be here. Could wiggle the hips a little bit. Could reach the arms long, forehead to the floor. Resting there for a moment. From here, we'll come back to our elbows. Come on up for a moment here, sitting back and up. Check posture. Head is over the shoulders, over the hips. Neutral long spine. We don't want to be curled anywhere or jutting out anywhere. Come on up. Abs in, seatbelts on, and this is how we roll all day. This type of posture. Keep that strong upper back, strong core. Here we go. We're coming on to our elbows. We're coming all the way down, meeting on the floor. Shoulders away from the ears, long, lovely spine there. We're going to start walking along with a triple kick. Same leg comes up with the toe, the heel, the toe, and down. Other leg, the toe, the heel, the toe, and down. Triple pulse here. Toe, heel, toe, and down. Toe, heel, toe, and down. While you're here, you have time to pull the belly button away from the mat. Think about the core, think about the spine. If this is too much on your shoulders or your back, come on down. You could be here. Toe, heel, toe, and down. Toe, heel, toe, and down. Last set. Heel, toe, and down. Then both together. Toes, heels, toes, and down. Wonderful. One knee coming up next to you. We're going to open out the hip here and the lower back stretching here. Wiggle into it. Other side, we lengthen the leg, we go to the other side. Other knee up towards the other. The elbow, wiggle a little bit. Relax. Legs together, and we're going into a frog pose. Feet stay together, the knees come as wide as the mat, maybe wider. Here we are. We're going to stretch. You could be here, letting gravity bring the feet towards the mat, opening out the hips and the lower back. Should feel lovely. If you'd like a little bit more, come on up. Push yourself up and back. So the heels are on the hips and you're reaching forward. One elbow down, other elbow down. Push through the hips and lower back there. Your wide child's pose. If you'd like more, go for it. Reach the arms long. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Or if it feels comfortable, in fact, more than comfortable, if it feels lovely, bring the sternum down towards the mat. Keeping the hips on the heels. Mine isn't going to touch, but it's a nice feeling of a stretch there. We'll come on up, then into our tabletop position. We'll do our clams here. So seatbelts are on, strong neutral spine with the head neutral and you're raising. One knee up and then lowering down. Equally slowly up, equally slowly down. The work is almost more on the control coming down than it is on the up. We've got it. 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, other side. You're breathing out to lift, in to lower. Out to lift, in to lower. There's 3, 4. We're trying not to let the body rock around at all. The only joint really moving there is the hip joint. Last 2, and 1. Come on back. Hands together, work through the wrists and the hands here. Other way. We've got a little bit more for the hips here. Front, back, and sides of the hips. We're doing it all. Here we are. Tabletop position again. Back leg comes out and up. Point the toe to the ceiling. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We flex and push. Push. 8, 9, 10, and hold. Point the toe, lengthen the leg. Extra long there. Point, point, point. Shoulders away. Reach the opposite arm. Hold for a moment. Gorgeous. Come on down. Other side. Pointing a toe, taking it up to the ceiling. Check seatbelts, check everything. Here we go. We're going up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze the glute. We flex the foot, push the heel. Keep going. Nine and 10 and hold. Point the toes, lengthen the leg. Check all your seatbelts. Check shoulders. So much to think about in Pilates. Balance up and hold. Come on down. Really nice work. Sit on back and up. Hands and wrists. Your little circles other way. Little circles. Then we're staying like this, sitting on our heels there, but I'm going to come where I can see you. And we're going to decide that we would rather sit on the right cheek here. Sitting there for a moment for a stretch. Abs in. We're coming on up. We've changed our mind. Now we want to sit on the left cheek. There we go. Nice stretch there. Now you're going to come up and change your mind. Use some fingertips on the mat if you need to. Change your mind and sit on your heels. Change your mind and sit down. We're working the hips, the waist, the spine. Also a bit of a stretch there. Take these slower than I'm going if you prefer. Totally up to you. Ultimately, have a little try and see. How about that stretch there? Reach. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come on up. Other side. Breathing in. Breathing out. We sit down on the left cheek and we stretch. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Come on up. Fingertips are coming down and we're bringing the knees and feet in front. We're taking the right leg out at an angle, the left foot in, gently pressing the thigh open here. Check posture, hips, shoulders, ears, everything is forward there. The toes point away and up, away and up. Next one, keep the knee and the toes towards the ceiling for our stretch. Your right arm is reaching inside the right leg to the point where you feel a stretch. Could be inner thigh, could be both inner thighs. For some people, it'll be a deep waist stretch. That's great. Could be in your hamstrings. Keep on reaching. Then see, will the hand go onto the shin while the entire leg is on the mat? Will it go onto the ankle? Will it reach for the foot? Holding it here, relaxing. If this position is enough for you, stay here. For me, that's enough. I've got a really deep stretch happening there in my waist. If you'd like to add more though, go for it. Bend the elbow. Will the elbow come closer to the leg? Great. If you'd like more, will the rib cage, the side of the rib cage, will it go closer to the thigh? Maybe yours will. As long as you're not compromising the leg popping up. That can be your stretch there. Inching the rib cage a little closer to the thigh. Wonderful stuff. Come on up. We're bending the knee, either into the tailor position with the right ankle in front, or into your lotus position here, sitting up for a moment. Really stretching out those hips. Breathing in and out. We'll go to the other side. So this left leg comes out at an angle. Right foot is coming in. Let's find our posture. Let's find hips. Ears are forward. The toes point away and then up to the ceiling. Away and up. That's 3 and 4. Keep that posture. Keep this leg flat on the mat. Left hand is sliding on down. Where will it go? Maybe it's here. That's a great stretch. Maybe it's a bit further. Maybe you're reaching all the way down the foot or past the foot. Either way, don't compromise. Keep this leg on the mat. Keep the body facing forward. Abs in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Time will help us go that little bit further. Think about this stretch coming from your hips with a long spine, long leg, long arms. Not compromising anything. And think of it as maybe bending your elbow closer to the leg. Possibly leading the side of the rib cage closer to the thigh. That's how we will achieve a great range of movement at the hip joints through the leg as well. We won't achieve it. I'm going to show you what not to do. We won't achieve it if we're popping up, but I'm reaching really far. That will take away from the stretch. Or if I'm bending anywhere like my head or my body collapsing at all. That won't achieve the stretch. So come on up, abs in. This is a deeper stretch than if I'm lowering everything down, but not coming from the hips. You'll see what I mean if you experiment. Experiment with rib cage heading for the thigh. That feels like a deep stretch, whereas collapsing a little bit and curling, I can feel that I turned the stretch off through the hip and the leg. Here we go. We'll come on up. We'll bend the knee. This foot could come into your tailor position, ankles crossed in front, sitting up, or your position with your foot on the thigh into your half lotus. It'll be the one that feels nice for you. Breathing in here, holding. Come on down. Then we're coming back into where we started, the butterfly stretch. Holding here, shoulders down, elbows gently pressing the thighs open. Possibly you have a little bit more movement there than when we started. Might just generally feel more relaxed, a little more open there. That's what we want with Pilates, a feeling of space between the joints, feeling of space between the spinal vertebrae so that we're going up that little bit taller no matter what we do. Come on in, crossing the ankles, fingertips on the mat. We're coming up and over, some dynamic side strip bends here. I know you still have your belly button in by about 10%. The pelvic floor muscles are lifting away from the mat, both front and back muscles there, pulling in and up. Just a little bit, can do a lot. Hold the stretch here, reach that little bit further. Come on up. Hold the stretch here and reach that little bit further. Changing the ankle that's in front. We will now go into our spinal twist, looking at the side wall. Up and over, looking at the other side wall. Really check in your spinal twists that your head, your ears are over your shoulders, over the hips. We don't want to be curled anywhere while we're doing this. That won't achieve very much, and it will ultimately, if I did that for 20 years, that would damage my spine. So we want to go for longevity of the spine there, keeping it up and long, lovely posture. Come on out, open the arms out, circle through the wrists, elbows, fingertips. Thank you very much for joining me at Fittest App TV. I hope you've enjoyed this 30-minute Pilates workout for the hip girdle. I hope you feel like you've got space there, space in the joints, feeling light throughout the spine, throughout the body. Those are some of the goals of Pilates. Lovely to see you, and I look forward to working out with you or stretching with you again soon. Well done.